is from people really to meditate. Like, it's really hard for them. And so I meditate every morning. So yes, you're getting me fresh in the morning with no makeup on. Um, and the biggest thing is that we all tend to go into our mind, right? And our mind is a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? But it's just like when we work out at the gym, right? We have to train our muscles to grow to a certain extent, right? And it's the same thing with diet and nutrition. So we need to feed it positive things. Not necessarily everything in the world is positive, and I'm not saying like if you go into a negative spiral or you think of something that's a bad thing. It's not bad, right? It's just honoring that and saying, okay, is this serving me? How can I now sit with it and understand it and visualize it and not put a story to it? So I hope that makes sense. So when we get into the meditation state, the biggest thing is understanding where the mind goes. So for a lot of times, if we sit, we tend to go straight into our mind. And the biggest thing is retraining that. And the one thing that I tell people a lot of times is that our mind necessarily isn't us. We are inside. So it's just being able to sit with who we are. And sometimes that doesn't really make sense and it won't click for a while. But if we can sit back and we can close our eyes and we can really visualize, like, for instance, where our mind goes, and we sit and we say, okay, that's a great story, but I'm sitting within myself. And so my insides, like who I am at my soul core, isn't that projection of what my mind is going on, right? And so a lot of times, especially for entrepreneurs, the biggest thing that I see in entrepreneurs is that our childhood, and it's not that I'm trying to put two and two together, right? I don't want to be that person, oh, it's your childhood. It's the fact that we had such a crazy childhood that our brain is constantly going, right? And so we have to start to retrain that and say, okay, thank you for that, but I'm coming back within me and I am going to just observe that as an outsider, if that makes sense. So I say an outsider, meaning that you're still within your body, but you're observing that thought from a different place. You're observing that from within. And the minute you can start working with that, those are key factors, huge key factors. So that is the biggest takeaway that I want to talk about today. I had a lot of people asking me certain things, right? Certain things with spirituality, but necessarily like, how can I be more cool, calm? How can I not let my mind manipulate or tell me stories? How can I retrain it? And so I really got with a couple of good friends of mine that own different companies. One owns a marketing company and one owns, she does a lot of integrator work. And so we kind of combined together and we just put together like a Facebook group, nothing like to try to sell, do anything like that. It's just for a community. It's just for people to actually post on there, ask questions, get help, anything like that. So sometimes what happens is Facebook weeds out a lot of things and people don't see it. So we wanted to put something together for everybody to actually work together.